What's going on, guys? Welcome to Doodling with Viz. I am Viz, owner of Viz Art Inc., and I'm excited to finally bring this to you. This is something I have been wanting to do for years, to bring this concept to show you the step-by-step way how I create my intricate pen and ink works. We're going to be using Sharpies in these lessons, but you're going to get an idea on how I create my hidden pictures, words, and messages that create that theme. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my art, my story, how I got into the industry, and what we're going to be working on. So as a kid, I was always a doodler. I loved to draw as a kid, always waking up Saturday mornings, watching cartoons and creating these pieces. In school, this was kind of a way for me to learn a little bit. I've been doing this style for well over 25 years, since middle school and high school. Never really wanted to be a professional artist growing up, but I enjoyed it. So in class, I would always sit there and draw these intricate doodles hiding things inside of it. And I used to love those highlights magazine, Where's Waldo, Bev Doolittle, Magic Eye Mazes. That's where I got my inspiration. Everyone asks, who's your inspiration? Bev Doolittle is one of my biggest inspirations as a kid. Used to love her paintings with all the wolves in there. So when I would draw and doodle, I thought I had to create hidden details inside of it. So that's where my style stemmed from in classroom notes. This is the earliest I can track my art that I still have. Back in 1999, I was 15 years old, just hiding everything going on inside of the classroom, pulling logos off kids' shirts, and I still have the original to this day. This is a print, but kind of gives you an idea on where it stemmed from. At 18, I was going through some harder times, and I created this piece called 18 and Lost, and I remembered that kind of helped me at 15. At 18, it just went a little bit darker. This is basically my journal, but through drawing. And so you have kind of the story and history of being an 18-year-old. After high school, I stopped drawing for 6 years. I was kind of a mess. I couldn't join the military due to 2 back surgeries. I was in a car accident at 17, so I couldn't join the military. My brother was Army, Grandpa Navy, business partners Marines. That was what I always wanted to do. I wanted to be a jet pilot. I wanted to go Mach 1. And unfortunately, that dream kind of was shattered after I got in that accident. At 24 is when I was able, 24 is my enough is enough moment. I locked myself in my room for 3 months, over 250 hours. This is the piece that got me back into art and made me realize how much I enjoyed it and I wanted to keep going. This is my largest one to date. I will never do another one that size just because I'm not there mentally anymore, and this is what I do professionally, and I can't spend 3 months on one piece like that. But when I finished that, I started selling at local farmers markets. I started putting my art out there throughout San Diego to see what people thought about it. And what was really incredible is how those doors opened for me. When I was at these farmers markets, I was doing 5 on a weekly basis. I started getting in contact with a lot of these action sports companies, such as DC Shoes. In DC Shoes, I was very lucky back in 2010 when they discovered my artwork. They asked if I would create the snowboard line and a clothing line. So they were able to put it on snowboards, on jackets, on gloves, backpacks, and I got to see how it all worked. And it just kept going and going. One of my favorite ones that I've done was with the Grateful Dead and a company, Dregs, who was a skateboard, longboard company out there. Was able to work with these guys. And so the momentum really kind of kept going. And I was able to open up my own gallery at 28 in Carlsbad, where I had my home base. I was able to feature over 20 different artists throughout the area. And that's also the same time I started working with Disney. Disney found me at a show in Anaheim and asked if I would come in and display some of my artworks. Then they started asking me to create pieces for them. This was for the Diamond 60th anniversary piece that I did for Disneyland. But that was an incredible experience for 10 years, being able to go to Disneyland and Epcot and do all these events. And that's when the Doodling with Viz really stepped in. Disney asked if I would create this Doodling with Viz class where I shared it with all of their guests who came in to this room, and I would sit on stage and I would actually create a piece where everyone would create their own Disney doodle. And so this was the piece that we created while I was there. So the last time I did that was back in 2020 at the Festival of the Arts. And people kept asking me, am I gonna do this online? Am I gonna have this available for people who were not able to get to Disneyland? And the question and the answer is absolutely yes. This is here, it is now. And so what we're gonna do in these lessons is we're gonna work on patterns. We're gonna work on some different patterns to show you the techniques that I've been working on throughout the years. We're gonna take those patterns and create in lesson 2 a piece called High Five, where we're gonna incorporate the hidden pictures inside of it. And then lesson 3 is gonna be where we're actually taking everything we learned in the first 2 and creating an image with 3 colors and hiding it, and from afar it creates that wave, but everything else inside will relate to it. So this is kind of my way of saying thank you to everyone who's been following throughout my career for the last 20 years. You're also gonna get bonus footage of me working on this military piece, which is one of my more recent ones. I am also a licensed artist with all the military, the Blue Angels, Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force. And this is my way of giving back to all the veterans. So you're gonna see this piece actually come together with me drawing this one, and you'll be able to kind of see how I incorporate everything with the pens. But thank you for everyone who is interested. I cannot wait to get started. I hope you're as excited as I am, and let's get going.